Het artikel. Welcome to the channel Start to Dutch. Today a little bit of grammar, the article. Het artikel. In this video we learn the article. We will explain what an article is. You will learn the difference between indefinite and definite article in Dutch. You learn the singular and the plural of the articles. And you will learn when to use de and when to use het. We also do exercises. First question, what is an article? Artikel. Ik zie auto. I see car. Is this a correct Dutch sentence? No, it's not. Correct, ik zie een auto. Een is the article. But what is an article? It is a small word that comes before a substantief, before a noun. Okay, now we already know what an article is, but then what is the difference between an indefinite and a definite article? Artikel onbepaald, artikel bepaald. There are three articles, een, de, het. In this sentence we use een. Ik zie een auto. You can also say de auto. We will learn the difference in this video. For example, what is the difference in these sentences? Ik zie een auto. De auto is van Jan. Een is the indefinite article, onbepaald. De, het are the definite articles, bepaald. Let's see when we use indefinite article, een. Ik zie een auto. I see a car. The information here is undetermined, non-specific. Ik zie een auto, I see a car, but I have no concrete information, no specific information about this car. Niet specifiek, not specific. Then there are also the definite articles, de and het. For example, in this sentence, ik zie de auto van Jan. Here I do have concrete information about the car. Specific information. It is not just any car, but specifically Jan's car. Ik zie het huis van Jan. I see Jan's house. Here also the information is specific, determined. I see a house and I know that this is Jan's house. So this is not about any house, it is specifically about Jan's house. That's why I say, ik zie het huis van Jan. There are two definite articles in Dutch. Often you use de, sometimes you use het. We learn the difference further in this video. Ik zie de auto van Jan, ik zie het huis van Jan. Some examples. Ik lees een boek. I read a book. Indefinite. In this sentence, I am not giving any specific information about the book here. The listener does not yet know which book I am reading. Het boek is interessant. In the previous sentence, we have already introduced the subject of reading a book. Here we are adding concrete information, the fact that the book is interesting. That's why we are using the determined article, in this case, het. Het boek is interessant. The book is interesting. Ik zie een muur. I see a wall. Indefinite. In this sentence I am not giving any specific information about the wall here. The listener does not yet know which wall I am talking about. De muur is stuk. The wall is broken. In the previous sentence, we have already introduced the subject of seeing a wall. Here we are adding concrete information, the fact that the wall is broken. That's why we are using the determined article. In this case, de. De muur is stuk. Ik koop een fiets. I buy a bicycle. Indefinite. In the sentence, I'm not giving any specific information about the bicycle I am buying. The listener does not yet know which specific bicycle I have bought. Ik koop een fiets. De fiets is rood. The bicycle is red. Indefinite article. In this sentence, we already have more information about the bike I have bought. It is red. De fiets is rood. Ik werk in een school. I work in a school. Indefinite article. In this sentence, I'm not giving any specific information about the school which I'm working in. The listener does not yet know which school it is. Ik werk in een school. Naast de school staat een boom. There's a tree next to the school. Indefinite article with boom. In this sentence, I have no specific information about the tree here. The listener does not yet know which tree I'm talking about. However, the school is definite here. Naast de school. We are talking about a tree standing next to a specific school. If I would use indefinite article, er staat een boom naast een school, that would mean that any or every school has a tree next to it. So I say, naast de school staat een boom. Be careful, we do not use een with countless nouns. So I can't say, ik drink graag een water. I like a water. Here we don't use een. So we say, ik drink graag water. It is indeterminate. I am talking about water in general. I'm not giving any specific information here about the quantity as well. So it is indeterminate without the article een. Ik drink graag water. Het water is koud. Here I add specific information. The water is cold. Apparently it's just from the fridge. This is not about water in general, but about this cold water. Ik drink een glas water. I drink a glass of water. This is of course not about the water as an enumerable thing, but about a glass of water. We do use een here to indicate a non-specific glass of water. Ik drink het glas water leeg. I drink the glass of water until it's empty. Here it is no longer about an indefinite glass of water, but about the specific glass that I am drinking. So we use here the definite article, in this case het. Ik drink het glas water leeg. Let's see which articles exist in singular and plural. Singular is onbepaald artikel, singular of the indefinite article, een. Pluraal is onbepaald artikel, plural of the indefinite article. Well, there is no article in this case. Singular is bepaald artikel, the singular of the definite article, de or het. Pluraal is bepaald artikel, plural of the definite article, de. And now some examples. Een boek, een man, singularis, onbepaald, niet specifiek. De man, het boek, singularis, bepaald, specifiek. Pluralis, boeken, mannen, onbepaald in de indeterminate. De mannen, de boeken, bepaald artikel de. But now let's take a look at the problem of de and het. The two definite articles singularis. So, there are two definite articles in the singularis, de and het. De man, het boek. Both are definite, bepaald, singularis, singular. I give you some examples. De man, de vrouw, de kamer, de oefening. They all have de in the singular definite article. Het boek, het kind, het huis, they have het. The list could of course be much longer. Masculine and feminine words are given the definite article de in the singularis. De man, de vrouw, de kamer, de oefening, they are all male or female, masculine or feminine. Neuter words get het as a definite article singularis. Het boek, het kind, het huis. There are more masculine and feminine words than neuter words. Around 75% of the words are masculine or feminine. So if you don't know whether to use de or het, just use de. You then have a bigger chance that it will be correct. However, watch out for the diminutive. All words, masculine, feminine, and neuter, get the definite article het in the singular, singularis. So, de kamer in diminutive, in the small form, het kamertje, it gets het. The room, the little room, it becomes a user of het kamertje. I guess you can find this difficult. It is. It is indeed not easy to be 100% sure whether you should use het or de. If you really want to be absolutely sure whether you should use de or het, just take a look at the website welklidwoord.be. Welklidwoord.be, a Belgian website. Okay, time for oefening, an exercise, een oefening. Woon jij in huis? Welk artikel? Which article? Een. Woon jij in een huis? Do you live in a house? I'm speaking in general here, not specifically. Nee, ik woon. Appartement. Welk artikel? Which article? Nee, ik woon in een appartement. No, I live in an apartment. Here too, it is about living in an apartment in general. We do not yet have any concrete information about this apartment. Ik woon in een appartement. Ik eet elke dag appel. Welk artikel? Which article? Ik eet elke dag een appel. I eat an apple every day. This is generally about an apple, not specifically. Appels zijn goed voor de gezondheid. Welk artikel? Which article? Appels zijn goed voor de gezondheid. Apples are good for your health. No article. We're talking about apples in general here, not specifically. It is a plural indefinite. And then there is no article for the plural indefinite. So, appels zijn goed voor de gezondheid. Appel is boos. Welk artikel? De appel is boos. The apple is angry. There's specific information here. Not all apples are angry, but the apple we are talking about here is very angry. Therefore, indefinite article, singularis, and with apple, that is then de. De appel is boos. Heb jij vraag? Welk artikel? Heb jij een vraag? Do you have a question? I ask you if you have a question. I don't know yet what question you would have, so it's not specific yet. Therefore, indefinite article, singularis, so, een. Heb jij een vraag? Begrijp je vragen? Welk artikel? Begrijp jij de vragen? Do you understand the questions? This concerns specific questions, namely the questions of the exam that the student is taking now. So here it is definite article, pluralis, so de. Begrijp jij de vragen? Do you have questions about the article? Well, it is difficult, isn't it? Feel free to put your questions in the comments. I will try to answer them as best as I can. Thank you for watching. Push the like button if you liked the video and subscribe if you want to know when the next video is coming. Bye!